Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be telling you about all the Minecraft 1.19 news from the past couple of weeks. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.19 videos and other Minecraft videos. And so as for Minecraft development, of course, last week we got a new snapshot for the version 1.18.2. We got snapshot 22W05A. A link where I reviewed that snapshot is in the top right hand side of your screen. But in the meantime, while the developers are working on 1.18.2, they're also already working on 1.19 and sharing some stuff over on Twitter. So in this video, we'll be going to take a look at some tweets by the Minecraft developers from the past 2 weeks approximately, since it's been 2 weeks since I've done a Minecraft news video like this one. And so there might be another snapshot released later today, and if so, then I will also try to make a video on it. But sadly, I won't be able to do any snapshot live streams for the coming around 8 weeks because of some scheduling issues, as I already mentioned in a post I made yesterday. So yeah, unfortunately there will not be any snapshot live streams anytime soon, but I will still try to release snapshot videos if snapshots release, of course. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But for now, we can just head over to the developer tweets and see what's been happening at Mojang over the past 2 weeks. And so we start off by a tweet from King B-Dogs about Skulk, and we'll see many different Skulk tweets for the rest of this video, so make sure to stick around for that. King B-Dogs says, testing Skulk catalysts on Bedrock Edition with some other developers. And he also has some pictures here of him testing the Skulk blocks, where they have a spider farm, I believe, from a spawner, and so seeing that the Skulk catalysts take up the XP from when the mob dies, and then put it into the Skulk blocks they spread around it. And so we can also see a weird red outline around this spawner over here, which people just think is a developer tool to highlight spawners and not something we will see in-game. Then 2 weeks ago we also got a new Bedrock beta, which added a new create world screen to the Bedrock edition of the game. So if you're participating in the beta, you can also create worlds with a new create world screen. It pretty much is just a restyled version, but it's very intuitive, and the main features you can already find on the first page, and then you can also go through some extra sections over here to specify things like cheats, advanced settings, multiplayer, resource packs and behavior packs. So it's quite nice to navigate through, and we'll probably see it once it has been added to the full release for Bedrock as well, but not something we will see on Java Edition most likely. Then we have a tweet by Nembon, who says, I wonder who could replicate this using existing 1.18 technology. So it's a redstone contraption he made apparently in, well, 1.19 with 1.19 stuff, and so we don't quite know what it is. I will also leave a link to this video in the description down below so you can watch it in full. And of course, I'll also leave links to all the tweets I show in this video so you can check them out for yourself and leave replies if you want. So we can take a look at what is happening here in this video. So he presses a button and we see some creepers falling and then some random lights light up in a pattern and just squiggle all around the screen. And so that keeps happening for pretty much the rest of the video until the end when all the lights turn off. So some people are suggesting this is something to do with Skulk, others say it's something to do with the LA, picking up items and dropping it into hoppers. But yeah, we don't quite know what it actually is. So yeah, really interesting video here by Nembon. And speaking of Nembon, there's a tweet here by King B-Dogs who says, may have kept this Skulk catalyst mob farm running too long. What do you think, Nembon? And we get an image of a savanna over here where there's lots of creepers falling here as in a sort of mob farm. Of course, this is probably using commands as already suggested by the commands in his hotbar. And so this is on Java Edition where we can see the Skulk veins, there's Skulk sensors as well, and there's also Skulk particles, which we haven't really seen yet, but we can see some Skulk particles on the ground over here, and there's also the command block right there. But yeah, now if the Skulk catalyst, which is right under here where the mobs are dying on top of, will probably give out the Skulk particles wherever the Skulk spreads. And we can see that this single Skulk catalyst has created a very large area of Skulk. We'll come to this later on as well. But it's also interesting to see that, for example, the acacia trees only get Skulk veins and not Skulk blocks. So the Skulk blocks don't replace the acacia logs or the acacia leaves. Only the Skulk veins get on top of them, instead of, for example, the grass, where, yeah, the grass blocks get turned into Skulk blocks. So it's interesting to see the difference, and it will be interesting to see which blocks can be turned into Skulk blocks in the end in the snapshots and final release for 1.19. Somebody's asking, if you would leave this running, would it take over other people's areas? And King Beatles replies with, it has a limit for how far it can grow, and getting to a radius of this size takes thousands upon thousands of mob deaths. It also can only convert a specific set of blocks, as I mentioned previously, and none of them are blocks that players craft. Alright, so that's already some nice information there. And we also get confirmed that the Skulk Catalyst will also create Skulk Shriekers, which we don't see in this image, but that will happen in the final release. And so in response, also Nembom posted a tweet here saying, I think Skulk is taking over the caves and the cliffs, King B-Dogs. And so we get a nice image of Skulk taking over caves, where we can see that indeed the Skulk will also take over stone. And we also get a better look at the particles over here. We can see that they are definitely not soul particles, but a new type of particle related to the Skulk, and Skulk spreading most likely. So it's nice to see there. Ah, yes, and it is official. And Nembom also says that it's just a few blocks the Skulk can take over. And we have some more in-game screenshots of more Skulk spreading throughout the world. And yeah, we can just see more Skulk in these beautiful caves, also in an underwater cave, so it can also spread underwater, as we can see here. Ah, and he also says that for this first screenshot we saw, he only needs to kill the first Ender Dragon, which drops 12,000 XP. And so we can see that in this case 12,000 XP creates a whole lot of Skulk. But I don't expect that to be true in the end, in the snapshot and the release, but maybe, who knows. Then here's a tweet I thought was interesting, made by Jay, community manager at Minecraft. And he says Mojang swag, and posts a picture of a new cape, which we haven't really seen before. Of course, previously we had the Mojang cape, which is right here on screen, but apparently they're now also getting a new cape, because of course the Mojang logo has changed, and so this is a new cape for Mojang developers, which I think looks pretty cool actually. Ah, and King Beatles also tweeted Skulk bubbles, which might have something to do with the particle you saw earlier, but yeah, I don't really know what it exactly is. And then we also have an older tweet, which I think I missed. It's a tweet by King B-Dog saying, tuning in to the darkest of depths, what is that sound? And so in this, well, it's a video, it's just a completely black video. There are some sounds of the deep dark, and he also says in the reply that it is not the warden. So let's listen to this. And so apparently, yeah, this is not the warden. And so it might be something to do with like Skulk spreading, or I don't know, something with the Skulk Shrieker. But it's really interesting to hear this. And yeah, the sound design for this part of the Wild update has been insane so far. So really excited to check this out in game. Ah, and then a very cryptic tweet over here by Hendrik Nieberg, who says, prototyping some stuff that I think people will enjoy. And King Beatles says, I can confirm people are gonna enjoy this a lot. So I don't think it is anything to do with Skulk or the Deep Dark or anything, because that's not really what Hendrik has been working on. At least I haven't seen any tweets by him about the Skulk. So yeah, really interesting to see what this will be. Of course, we won't know for quite some time, since there won't be any 1.19 snapshots, at least in the near future. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, and we might never even know what this exact feature actually is. And then something for the Bedrock Edition players. So the Minecraft Bedrock Beta program will actually be replaced in the long term by the Minecraft Preview program. And so this will be a separate application or game you can download if you already have Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So it's currently only out for iOS and I believe also Xbox, which we'll see later on. And it will pretty much be the same as the Bedrock Beta, where you can check out the new features of 1.19, for example, in this case, and some other experimental features in Minecraft. But it works separately to the Bedrock Edition itself, so you can have both normal Bedrock Edition and Minecraft Preview running at the same time, where now you have to opt in and opt out of the beta every time you want to get back to the normal Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So yeah, really good change and a really good feature here, I think. And so yeah, you can also already check it out if you're on iOS. And also, this will be available on platforms that the Minecraft Bedrock Beta was not available on. I do believe it wasn't available on iOS, so you can also get Minecraft Preview on iOS now. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but it might also come to platforms like Nintendo Switch and PS4, but don't quote me on that. Then here's a tweet by Corey, who says, oh no, how did I end up here? And we have a little bit of a screenshot from most likely an ancient city, but it doesn't really reveal anything. There's nothing special in this image. So yeah, let's just leave that there. And then yes, I already mentioned there will be more Skulk tweets. Well, here once again King Bdox has been working a lot on Skulk and on Skulk spreading. So here he says that's a lot of Skulk, and we see him farming a whole lot of Elder Guardians, which of course wouldn't be possible in survival mode, but it's just to see how the Skulk spreads, where a huge amount of XP gets into the Skulk catalyst in the center, and see how far it can spread around. And yeah, again, if you defeat the Ender Dragon the first time, they tested this and they saw that it almost covers the entire island with Skulk. And yeah, the Skulk grows from mobs dying and relative to their XP count. And yes, Skulk Streakers will indeed generate with the Skulk spreading as well. And King Bdox also followed up on this tweet, so he says, came back to this still running after 3 hours. This is about the maximum radius it can spread from a single Skulk catalyst at the moment. It's about a 50 block radius. No idea if this is final, but as all things in development, things may change. So here we see a screenshot at night of the same place, but just 3 hours later. So still there's lots of Elder Guardians dying. We can see some more of the particles we saw earlier, and we can see that the Skulk has spread a whole lot further than before. And so he says the max radius is about 50 blocks currently, but there you can see that there's like extra parts that can generate randomly here as well, beyond the 50 block radius. And so yeah, it has consumed a whole lot of XP. And yeah, as a 50 block radius, that is quite large for just a single Skulk catalyst, so probably that will be tuned down a little bit, and it will probably not be configurable, this radius of Skulk spreading. And then another tweet about Skulk by King Bdox, just from above this time, looks like an eye. And here we can see the radius a little bit better as well, so this is probably something like 50 blocks. And once again we can see some extra like spirals coming out of this, which makes it seem like a very random process, right? Because this was over 3 hours, and so we can see it's not perfectly circular. There are some imperfections to this circle right here. Then we have a really interesting picture here by Corey, who says this is just an average trapdoor picture. So we can see an acacia trapdoor, we can see a jungle trapdoor, oak, spruce, birch, dark oak, crimson, and warped. But right here there is a single row of, well, less than a pixel of another trapdoor, which we can't see. It's obscured by the spruce trapdoor, intentionally of course, because most likely this is a new trapdoor that will be added in 1.19. And so of course we already saw a wood type during Minecraft Live, which is the mangrove wood. But yeah, the color of this pixel is pretty red here actually, and it's quite a different color than the mangrove wood we saw during Minecraft Live. So they might have changed the color, or this might be another new type of trapdoor entirely. Because of course there's 5 trapdoors in the front, so you expect there might be 5 trapdoors at the back as well. So there might be another trapdoor hidden behind the birch trapdoor. So of course that's just speculation, but we can see the single bit of texture of the new trapdoor right there. And so we also have a little bit of a zoomed in version right here. So they're also suggesting azalea wood or cherry oak wood or something like that. So that could also be the case. And Donald over here also posted the color of those pixels we see there in a bit of a larger image. So that's the color of the pixels right there. And then finally, yes, you can now also get to the Minecraft preview on Xbox. So currently I don't think you can get to it on Windows just yet, but on Xbox and iOS the Minecraft preview is available, and you can join it by going through the links I will leave in the description down below. And so there we go. That's all the Minecraft 1.18 news I have for you from the past 2 weeks. Lots of interesting things about Skulk. Of course, there's a Minecraft preview that has been announced, and also we saw a little bit of a glimpse of a new trapdoor in one of the tweets. So exciting stuff to come. And as I said, if there is a snapshot today, I will also make a video on that later today as well. So anyway, there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.19 videos and other Minecraft videos. I want to thank my tier 3 member, the Smikkelaar. Thank you so much for becoming a tier 3 member. If you also become a member, click the blue join button below the video to check out the different tiers. But there we go. I hope you all enjoyed the video in the next one. So till then, bye bye.